Technology is becoming a seamless part of our lives, but it's important to teach children about online dangers. New research has found 73% of preschool kids could divulge their address to a stranger, and 89% say they would click on a pop-up even if they weren't aware of what it was. Parenting expert Claire Orange is with us now. Good afternoon, Claire.
Hi, Trace.
These statistics are quite terrifying. How can you limit a child's access to inappropriate content online?
They are terrifying. They're actually horrifying what's happening for our children in their digital world, and we as parents really need to take responsibility. And there's two parts to it, Tracy. There's the stuff that we do to protect them online, like wrapping around parental controls, and then there's the other bit, which is education of our child and education of ourselves on what those dangers are.
And there are so many dangers online, I think we can't keep up with them, unfortunately, or there's new ones popping up every day.
Absolutely.
What do parents need to be aware of?
Well, there's lots of things that parents need to be aware of. You know, if your child is on an app, there's a lot of access to your child. So while your child might just be talking to friends, the whole world can access your child if you're not careful. And I think we as parents also need to step up and take a lot more responsibility, Tracy, for what we're putting online about our children. We're creating a digital footprint that's permanent for our children. It's their resume, and it's beginning from their earliest days. So as much as we need to be looking at what's dangerous for our children, we need to be looking at what are we doing that's endangering our children. Keeping images offline of your children, essential.
Okay. Also, there's 58% of primary school students who have experienced or witnessed cyberbullying. So how do we start that conversation to tackle that issue?
You know, you're talking about more than half of our population of children, Tracy, and it's trauma and it's abuse. We've got to get very real about this. So those conversations have got to be about how do you protect yourself? How do you block access to yourself? How do you report? Who are the reporting bodies that can actually make a difference? And then what can we do with our children? Because most children don't report cyberbullying to their parents because they take their device away. So you've got to have these discussions in your home about how you can help your child, not how you can just take their device away. Early, effective discussions.
Unfortunately, it's a reality these days, isn't it?
It is.
Screen addiction is also becoming very real, and it can be quite detrimental as well.
Well, it can be very detrimental. I mean, let's get very real. We're talking addiction. We're not just talking a like it. So it has the same patterns of addiction as any substance abuse in the brain, and it has the same pattern of withdrawal. We're talking children. We're talking a brand new diagnosis in the DSM. So we're talking very serious stuff. So we've got to really limit the time our children are on screen, get them outside doing the things that we know are really good for that developing brain, and be absolutely rigid in your home about rules around how much time from which age of child you've got they can spend online, and make sure that if you see that there's a pattern that looks like an addiction, like a tantrum and a meltdown, that you seek help early, Tracy, because it's a big thing, and it's just something now we have to cope with.
Very scary issue indeed to tackle right now, but hopefully we can. All right, Claire, thank you so much for your time.
Thanks, Tracy.